See, quick.
But
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. That's what we gotta pop them and run a little bit. You know what I mean? Well, not run, but just
yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't fucking just hold up somewhere. We have to be mobile.
I look at Jesimein over there fighting against like seven of them by himself,
Run
dude. That's
down the
crazy.
hallway.
What is poppin', squad? Is your boy Jesimein, and today we have ourselves some Manhunt gameplay. You know how we do. Squad members get together, we dominate servers. Nothing new. But a lot of people have been asking me, some people who haven't played the game in a while and players who actually have been playing and they like my playstyle. A lot of people ask me, what do I do to succeed in the DZ? How to be a good player or a player that is able to go against servers or survive in 1v3s or whatever situation. However, so first things first, I want to talk about is a lot of people may think that a lot of skill goes into it, and it does to an extent, but your build, the way your build is set up to defend against these situations is super important. Big heals. Okay, so main thing I'm gonna say off tops, you are not going to be able to go through people without your health getting one shot a couple of times. You're going to need a build that's going to be able to heal yourself on the move at all times. It's whether you're comfortable with skill haste, whether you're comfortable with big booster heals, with vigorous, whether you're comfortable with big overdose and relying on toughness, however you want to mix and match your healing and how to keep yourself alive with heals. That's one of the main things you need to have on lock in order to be successful in these situations. So a lot of people who watch me play, you guys see that I get to one shot a lot. The builds I make that are primarily around DPS, I don't really spec into stamina. I either go full on stamina or I go super squishy in a sense that it seems like I'm supposed to die. Like right now, you can see my health gets all the way down, but my timing is pretty good. But like I said, having a big heal is a must. So you're not going to be able to really do much if you don't have any kind of heal. So don't feel bad if you haven't been using a big heal and you can't really do it. It's just how the game is. Healing yourself is important. So another big thing that a lot of people just do not use, in my opinion, is people don't use walls and doorways enough. People just want to face tank and melt everybody off, and everybody wants to be able to just strafe in front of people. Don't do that. I love strafing. I enjoy strafing. I enjoy making them miss. But my main playstyle and what makes me super evasive in the DZ is I love to abuse walls, doorways, and like jukes. So strafing is good when you're in the open and you're caught slipping, but when you are in like these close corridors, like a lot of people who watch me play, you guys see I always tend to migrate to places like this where I can get out of the open, so I can have more control over who is shooting me, instead of being abused all over the place thinking that I can just face tank and melt everybody. You should not have the idea that you're going to melt the person in front of you every time. You want to be able to work them down. You want to be able to manipulate the battlefield in ways that it's going to allow you to be successful, other than just sheer blowing through everybody, because at some point you're going to get smashed on and you're going to be upset. So my playstyle is running back and forth throughout walls, doing jukes, kind of watching their bullets. So what I mean by that is when somebody's shooting at you, you know that's like a 60 clip. You have fired your gun enough that holding the trigger how long it'll take before that clip's gone. What you want to do is you want to pay attention to their shots, pay attention to when they're reloading, and capitalize on that. Whenever they're in the first half of their magazine, that's when a person's most dangerous, and the reason that is because when people are firing off, usually their first half of their magazine is when their pulse is up and everything's ready to go. They have their little setup, and at the very end of their magazine, when they pop like a booster while ADSing, which is going to change 1.8, but it's right in the beginning of their shooting, and then right at the end is when they're most dangerous. You'll notice whenever I get into situations where I'm fighting somebody, I kind of strafe around the beginning, I shoot, and then when they're towards the end, I kind of start strafing again, let them get discombobulated, running around, and then they worry about trying to finish me off because they're so busy trying to face tank. A lot of people who rely on the face tank, which I am one of them. I love face tanking. I kind of shied away from hip firing, but I know when to time my shots. I know at what point of the magazine that they're not gonna be able to finish me, especially if you wait until like kind of like towards the middle of them shooting and where a lot of people end up stop shooting just to reload. For some reason, it's like a bad habit in Division where people just reload at like 20 bullets because they know they're not gonna be able to finish nobody. So in that time frame, that's when you can melt somebody, because they have to worry about reloading, they have to worry about trying to put you down and trying to get you down before you're able to pop your med kit. So what I like to do is when I go against somebody and they start shooting, I let them shoot for about 2 or 3 seconds without trying to contest it. And then when I start shooting, I let them get comfortable and start shooting again. And then that's when I make my maneuver wherever I'm going to go. I'm going to exploit a wall by hiding behind it or juking into it. And then that's when I finish them when they start reloading. So anytime you see somebody reload, if you time it right, you can drop them before that reload is even finished. And not only because of that, they're going to take all the bullets and have to worry about healing. And on top of that, while they're reloading, they're going to be chicken dancing. So you know that people are going to be chicken dancing. You know that they're not about to stand still. If they stand still, it's probably a noob. You have to capitalize on the timing of the reload. So when somebody's reloading the beginning, that's when they're most vulnerable, because not only do they have to worry about healing after the reload, because you cannot do anything while reloading, they have to make sure they finish you before you can get your second clip off, because you have your heals and whatnot. Another big thing that a lot of casual players or players that just don't really like compete in their head to the point where they go on these crazy manhunts is your timing on your heals is insanely important. Critical save is literally critical save. Without critical save, a lot of these situations where you see me survive and me strafe and me get out of the situations, without critical save, I would not really have that. So the way to do it is you have to play high risk, high reward. So you're going to get to points where you're super low health, and you're going to have to pay attention to who's shooting, how they're shooting, pay attention to your surroundings, and pay attention when to run roll. Like you see right here how I kind of bunch them up, and then I can kind of like see that nice little maneuver, drop them both, because people always run past the wall. When you run past the wall and you hug it immediately, most people expect that you're gonna run away. You're almost one shot. You know you don't want to die, but you can surprise them by running right back into them, and it's gonna cause them to either try to hit fire or it's gonna cause them to try to ADS, and you can run around it. People's sensitivity is not that high, so you not have to really worry about somebody like 360 and it hitting you. People don't realize that, but on console, sensitivity is really low. Running behind somebody, they literally have to hold their right analog until they turn around. And if you can keep doing that, if you're fast enough to go back and forth and putting your bullets in, that's when you can just abuse most players. And I think that's what works for me. A lot of players end up getting overwhelmed with just moving around their analog, especially if they're slow sensitivity. You can really tell somebody's slow sensitivity because when you run behind them, you're not taking no damage until they make their full transition looking at you. So yeah, that's pretty much it on like my signature reasons on how I survive and how I use it. The rest of it's pretty much simple, like funneling. Don't over commit to anybody. See, now this is where it's gonna be like my preference. When somebody's ult goes off, most people shy away from it. Most people don't even waste their time trying to melt them off. I just go for it, because if you put the more pressure you put on somebody and the more aggressive you are, the least guard that they have. People don't expect that. Like you can see right here, they pop all their ults and they expect you to be just running away. The only time I run away is when I'm reloading, contesting them and forcing them out of their comfort zone, because they think that their attack's gonna instantly melt you, so they don't move. They're doing everything they can to land those bullets on you. So when you run into attack or when you run into a defense or you shoot through their ult, just keep shooting. You have the advantage. They're more worried about surviving than they are killing you at that point. And I think that's what changes a lot of my gunfights. You can see right here, he popped his ult, and I could have easily said, okay, his ult's up, leave it alone, and he would have survived, which is a lot of situations that I get into where if I pop my ult, people just leave me alone, and I get my full overheal. So that's pretty much how I see that. The rest is basically preference and understanding of the map, where to fight, where not to fight, what to challenge, who to focus. These are all things you have to have in your head a lot, especially if you want to go through an entire server. You have to basically memorize who's running what to worry about, who's running the Deadeye, who has a shotgun, who has a flame turret, who to focus, who is really the weak link of the team. All these things are all factors you must take into consideration when you want to dominate a server. I'm by no means the best player on the game. I think I'm a very efficient player. I think I'm a very clutch player. I think the way I play the game is mildly mildly unique to a lot of play styles. People, it's very unorthodox, and I think that's why it works out for me. I know when to contest. I know when to fight. Like right now, you see he's one shot. I literally leave the battlefield and look, watch how I peek around this corner. See, so abusing that, people just run into rooms. You can see right there. And I'm able to escape because they have to commit, and if they have low sensitivity, it's gonna be a hell of a time for them to turn around. This isn't Call of Duty where you can just like 180 instantly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy, man. Just a quick little help video for those who want to get back in the game and use my play style. Here it is. Thank you guys for watching. Much love. Your boy is out.